Hey, Gobox here. So, they're not exactly confirmed, but what if I told you they were kinda leaked? Would that intrigue you a little bit? Maybe some news you already heard, but Team Diamonds, we do got an animation in the game. I'm not gonna show it off to avoid spoilers, but I do kind of want to go through and predict. People have been hitting me up on Twitch and saying this, and you can go to Mutt Leaks to see the leaked animation for them. But I'm gonna kind of go through the Team Diamonds I want to see in Madden 22. Of course, I just posted something. What do you want to see as Legend Team Diamonds for your team in 22? I of course want Dree Archer back as a Steelers fan. They're Hall of Famers as legends, right? Alan Faneca just got one. I'd like Carnell, like he's not necessarily a Hall of Famer, but he'd be a good Team Diamond kind of player because Hall of Famers generally deserve to be more legends. Though they've put some very meh type of, I guess, careers as legends, but in the end, it's just kind of a nice to have. So, like, and I appreciate Team Diamonds bringing in maybe guys who are not necessarily like legends in their own right of the game, but like kind of favorite players that had a good year or two or made some big impacts and big moments. The David Tyree catch. So kind of like that, and I think that's kind of really neat to see. You can see some people giving their thoughts right here. Vontae Davis, Elway, Smith, Sharp. A lot of these guys we do seem to get year to year. Jared Allen, we haven't seen in a while. Torrey Holt. But before we get into it, let's see a word from our sponsor.
Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your
Nailed it.
Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off.
All right, so who do I want? Ooh, Craig Ironhead Hayward. That'd be a great one. I love that guy. That guy was so good back in the day. The father of Hayward on Pittsburgh right now. But if you recall Team Diamonds, we're going through the list from last year. There was 2 Team Diamonds last year. We had Team Diamonds, well, that's 2.0. Team Diamonds 1.0 was right here. Barry Sanders was the master. This launched with the game. Now, we don't have the launch with the game this year, which I actually don't mind because we had a ton of content with the game launch this year. And so waiting Team Diamonds a few weeks to launch them, I thought was a good idea, or else basically, most of the content in the game would have been outdated and, kind of would have been useless. But Team Diamonds, if you recall, you essentially put together a set of cards. This is the Team Diamond 2.0, had Jesse Bates in it, and then you had to add a certain number of players overall. So if you want to prep for Team Diamonds, and the best way of going about that is stacking golds and low to mid elites. So if you know for sure, like say you're a Steelers fan, okay, and if you want your theme team going, that's one thing, right? And I got a 25 Steelers theme team going. You can take a look at the lineup, but you're going to basically have to buy them all over again in order to use the theme team and get the card again. Now, last year they didn't have like the 88s or the 87s or like the super high 80s in the sets to launch. So like guys like Devontae Adams probably wouldn't be in the Packers set, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, because those cards are already very expensive. So EA is like, well, let's cut them a little bit of a break and not really include those cards. But cards that are more middle elites could kind of go up. Last year we saw high golds go kind of expensive. But the thing about gold, and especially if you're doing these Team Diamond sets, one tip I could say is definitely wait, right? Wait around. Don't buy it just because it's there. Cards fluctuate. Price goes day to day, hour to hour in some of these golds. Like some hours you'll see like 5 of them up and the cheapest one's 10,000. And then like a couple of hours later, there'll be like 2 up but the cheapest like 2,000. So definitely you want to wait there. For the item binder, like I talked about, you want to have golds. You want to have elites for your Team Diamond in order to prep. Obviously, there's not enough binder space to get that for every single card in the game. So it's tough. You have to really make sacrifices. I got a bunch of golds. Silver still in the game. Not a bad idea if you want to hang on to them. Just, have them. Don't necessarily quick sell them all right now if you're pulling packs like me. If you do the gap pack method, you basically are just running through them all, pulling them and selling them. And the gap pack method is crazy good when Team Diamonds launch. And we have had Team Diamonds specific roles before that were actually very profitable too. We'll see if EA ends up bringing back those when they bring in launch Team Diamonds or not. But overall, Team Diamonds, it is a lot to do, especially if you go for the master set like Barry Sanders, because if you remember early on last year, Barry Sanders was, outside of Isaiah Simmons' cards, probably the best card the entire year versus its competition, right? It was faster than everybody. Break tackle 92 is very hard to bring down. Very agile. Stop and go for days. 21 was a fun game with that kind of stuff. And, obviously it ended up being a little less fun with what the meta ended up turning into being like a 2-man, 3-man rush and drop everybody in coverage and just use the middle field. But overall, there it is. Okay, so who do I want for this year? Who do I want for teams? I'm gonna go through who I hope and expect. All right, Patriots. I hope they get James Harrison or Ernie Holmes for their team diamond. Jets, Alan Faneca or James Ferrier. Dolphins, Joey Porter. Bills, Keith Willis. Chiefs, Mike Webster. Broncos, J.T. Thomas. Raiders, Lamar Woodley. Chargers, Glenn Edwards. Carnell Lake. I do expect these all to have power ups too and alternate chemistries on ultimate team chemistries that you kind of put on their cards. Steelers, Jack Ham. Bengals, Kimo von Oelhoffen or John Jackson maybe. Chuck Noll for the Browns. Nate Washington for the Texans. Titans. We have Yancey Thigpen, Neil O'Donnell. I'd probably rather go Yancey. You know, Neil's kind of, they got a lot of bad memories there in '95 with him. Jimmy Orr, Jason Gilden for the Jags. The Eagles have Ray Mansfield. Cowboys, Buddy Dial. Giants, Plaxico Burress. Willie Parker, or Ryan Clark for Washington football team. Kevin Green for the Niners. It's going to be tough because he just passed. So, you know, rest in peace, Kevin Green. So it'll be tough to get his rights again this year. I would imagine it's going to be a little bit because it's probably, you know, it's kind of sensitive to kind of go to the family members and ask for that. So that might be tough for EA to do. But we love him. We want to honor him. In my opinion, I believe that's honoring him. But we'll see, of course, with that. Levon Kirkland or Chad Brown for the Seahawks. Jerome Bettis for the Rams. Clark Haggans, Larry Foote for the Cardinals. Remember Larry Foote's like 72 overall gold was at Madden 15? That was like 300,000 coins because he went into a set. Packers, John Kuhn or Ilkin right there. Mike Merriweather. Mike Wallace would probably be a nice one for the Vikings too. Gary Anderson is a kicker, although he's probably got some bad memories there from '98 for the Vikings fans. Santonio Holmes, Merrill Hodge for the Bears. John Henry Johnson, Jeff Hardings for the Lions. Greg Lloyd for the Panthers. Lewis Tips, Darren Perry, Vernon Hayes, and Hardy Nickerson for the South. So just overall a bunch of people that, you know, probably gave a lot of, I would say, good memories to fans of those teams or teams in general. And I think this would overall really, really make everybody happy. And that's my team diamond. Otherwise, if they don't want to go down these routes, I have like backups and alternates that I also did too. For like the Cardinals, could be David Boston. We've seen a Boston. Didn't we get a Boston card last year? Did I remember that right? We got a Boston card, didn't we? Cardinal. Yeah, we did get a Boston card. It is crazy. So like I forgot to I updated this a little bit, but not very much. I forgot that we got a David Boston card. I was looking through this to see what ones I want to update versus which ones we got. Crazy. We did get a Boston card. You know, Boston, he was great. I know he did steroids. He got pot for it, and after he got steroids, he wasn't as good. But David Boston was just absolutely insane. Just an absolutely ripped physical beast of a human. I know that a little bit that was chemistry, but crazy. So maybe not Boston then for the Cardinals. All right, Cardinals fans, check in. Any Cardinals fans here? What did you guys say? Tillman. Yeah, bring Tillman back. I want Tillman again. Tillman would be a great legend or team diamond. The Dirty Bird, Jamal Anderson for the Falcons. Do we get an Anderson yet? Falcons. Where did we get the Falcons? Michael Turner we got for the Falcons. Turner was insane last year. If you remember Turner, we got Roddy White last year also for the Falcons. So that'd be kind of fun. Baltimore Ravens, Todd Heap. We did get Todd Heap for the Ravens. That's why he's in bold. I guess I can bold out Boston too. And some of these things I didn't bold. Ravens, Rod Woodson would be kind of cool. Who's that nose tag? Siragusa would be really neat for the Ravens. I want to see how like an absolute just that like chunk of a defensive line stands up against the run, because I do believe it would probably be pretty nice. Buffalo Bills. So they got Kyle Williams. Jim Kelly would be kind of cool to get for the Bills. Eric Davis for CB. Chicago Bears. Olin Kreutz. Man. Like, oftentimes in these promos, when you give a team a center, they're just like, oh my gosh, I got an offensive lineman. But not Bears fans. Bears fans, if they get an Olin Kreutz, like, they're happy. Olin Kreutz was the dude back in the day. So it is kind of weird. Sometimes, like, as a Steelers fan, if you give me Alan Faneca, I'll be happy, right? The newest member, well, tied with the newest member, they got a couple in there, of the Hall of Fame of the Steelers. I would love a Faneca. Of course, I'd love, the other guys that got in the Hall of Fame too, but yeah, Olin Kreutz, love it. Boomer Esiason for the Bengals. Did we get a Boomer yet? Where are the Bengals? Did we get a Boomer Esiason? I don't think so. Team Cincinnati. Who'd they get? Takeo Spikes, and then the Bengals got Willie Anderson. Okay, Willie Anderson, not Esiason. I don't know how I'd screw him up. Boomer kind of fool. Clay Matthews, not the current one or the one that just retired for the Packers. The I guess patriarch ish. Clay Matthews, the older one. Darren Woodson, strong safety for the Cowboys. Cowboys have just like the Steelers and a lot of the other big name, big teams. They got tons of players they could bring in from the 70s. The dynasty, the 90s. Kenny Lanier from the Broncos. Benny Blades for Detroit Lions. He'd be a physical freak. Donald Driver for the Packers. More of a route runner. We have had Donald Driver in the game though. Did we get Donald Driver? We got Sterling Sharp, who's always a very good card. Maybe not like God tier card. But where's the Packers? Packers got Jermichael Finley. Remember Jermichael Finley when the game launched last year? Dude hit that 90 route running. Route running. Tight end post was amazing with Sterling, with him early in the year. Mario Williams for the Texans. Andre Johnson we got. So that was kind of a cool thing that they brought him in after we were asking for. Johnny Unitas. We just got Johnny Unitas for the Colts. Maybe then they can bring back Dwight Freeney. The Colts have a ton of good ones. Any Colts fan here? Anybody? What do the Colts fans say? Dwight Freeney. Yep, Dwight Freeney got brought up there for the Colts fan. Dawson would be kind of fun to get for the Steelers. I think so we'll say Dwight Freeney. We'll stick with him for the Colts, bring him back, even though we got him 2 years ago now, or was that last year? I think it was 2 years ago. I know we got Dwight. I think we got him last year too. For the Jaguars, Jimmy Smith, wide receiver, because we recently seen Baselli and Giroux, and I really hope they kept the rights of a lot of these legends year over year, so we keep seeing them. But Jimmy Smith, we need to have. Kansas City Chiefs, Len Dawson, kind of nice. They got some really good guards there too, but we've seen those guards. Dude, Kansas City Chiefs in the early 2000s, that offensive line was insane, dude. Chargers, Quentin Jam, we've seen Jamal Williams, nose tackle would be kind of cool. I don't know, the Chargers fans might be that fan. Might not be that big of a fan of getting a nose tackle, but you guys can always let me know in the comments below what you want. Rams for Leonard Little, Zach Thomas. Man, Zach Thomas, so underrated during his career. He came up, they said he was too short, but he proved everybody wrong. Jared Allen for the Vikings, Tippett for the Patriots, as long as we get the big thickness. I really want him. Aaron Brooks for the Saints, Tiki Barber, or Roosevelt Brown for the Giants, Gastineau for the New York Sack Exchange. For the Jets, DeBrickashaw hopefully comes back too. Nnamdi's got to be in this game. I love the way Nnamdi plays, tall and fast. That's what you really need, especially this year. Tall matters a ton in the secondary. Wide receiver, they're just big targets matter this year. Runyon or Trot Thomas for the tackles for the Eagles. Pittsburgh Steelers, any of these ones would be great. Carnell Lake, I think I talked about him. Faneca, Jack Ham. We actually ended up getting Jack Ham. That's kind of cool. We need I could go on about the Steelers and the cards. I want Hines Ward, Plaxico Burress, Jack Lambert. There's just tons of great players that the Steelers have had that are not in the game. Y.A. Tittle for the Giants maybe could be instead of the Niners. Willis, we've seen Willis in the game recently. Cortez Kennedy, Hardy Nickerson, Chris Johnson, Art Monk for those guys. Art Monk would be like a run blocking fool, and one of the better overlooked receivers in the history of the NFL. Art Monk was an absolute stud. But those are my actual Team Diamond wants for Madden 22. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below what you guys are looking for. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe. We're going for 100K. Did I play? I think I played the ad already. If not, it is late at night. My boomer brain is not working. I'm going to play it now just to keep up with the contract. But please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.
Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 10% off.